The series previews for the 2020-21 season roll on as we head on to the Arizona Coyotes. Now, the Arizona Coyotes, on the second team in order of cities, alphabetically, of course, they have some interesting stuff coming along. I don't know. It's such an uncertain future as a Coyotes fan. In all honesty, I'm really just confused as what they're going to do as the season progresses along. So, anyways, let's get into what I think will happen for the 2020-21 season for the Arizona Coyotes. This ain't going to be fun. First off, if you haven't already, please go make sure to go and subscribe to the channel. Now, Coyotes fans, if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm a Coyotes fan myself, second favorite team. If you could go subscribe, that would mean a heck of a lot. Check out some of the videos that I've made. Trying to get to 1K at some point and 600 by the end of the year. Although we have 15 days to get to 600, I doubt we're going to make it. But, potentially it's possible. So, dream never stops. Maybe someday I can make money off of this. That's a huge dream. That's a huge overlift. And that doesn't happen to people very often. So, one subscriber could really help me out with that. And also, if you haven't already, please go check out the links in the description below. That would mean I have a lot too. That includes Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and TikTok. Yes, I do TikTok. I cover all the social medias. I do hockey previews on there as well. I talk about a lot of hockey stuff as well. And also, if you want to have conversations with me as well, or personal conversations about me with my video recording, or just want to talk, you can message me on any of those medias. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into the 2021 season preview of the Arizona Coyotes. Pain. All right. What happened last season with the Arizona Coyotes? So, the 2020 summary, they played 70 games in 2019-20, the shortened season, of course. Had 33 wins, 29 losses for 8 overtimes. They were 22nd in the NHL. They beat the Nashville Predators in the play-in round within 4 games. Great series. I mean, Darcy Kemper really kept them in that. And they lost to Colorado in 5 games by letting in 14 goals in the final 2 games. That was tough. And really, in all honesty, if we didn't have Darcy Kemper, we would have gotten swept. Period. And even if we didn't have Darcy, if we didn't have Darcy Kemper, Nashville would have won the playing round, and we would have seen them play Colorado. Because this is not we got destroyed by Colorado. Down there. We won. We lucked out in game 3 against them, and then we just boom. So, everything else going on with that. It's going to be interesting. The Coyotes never really had sustained success. I mean, they've missed the playoffs for most of their entire franchise's history. Most of the 2010s, in fact. From, 2012 to, now, they missed the playoffs. And I wouldn't even count this year as playoffs. I would say that they're on a 9-year playoff drought right now. Or 8 years, sorry. Because, in all honesty, they lucked out. If Kobe wasn't a thing, they would have missed the playoffs. Bottom line, I don't think they would have made it. They had 12 games left, yes, but I think they would have missed the playoffs anyways. So, it's tough, but a lot of stuff just happened, and a lot of bad things have occurred in this season, including, the draft pick, the scandal with the draft picks, John Chayka leaving. I made multiple videos on that. The Mitchell Miller situation. You can look that up too. I'm not going to explain that stuff here, and none of it's being said. And there was also a lot of other things that happened, So, we're going to get into a lot of things here, and let's start off with the departures of people who left. So the key departures, also known as the players that Arizona lost. They lost Taylor Hall. They acquired him in a trade earlier in the season for the New Jersey Devils, which they lost a lot of stuff that I would prefer not to lose. The Taylor Hall thing pisses me off. We were doing so good, and when Taylor Hall came to town, everything was looking so good. We were going to make the playoffs, and then we took a step backwards. That's what makes me mad with Taylor Hall. Michael Grabner, not surprised he left. I expected him to be on his way out. Brad Richardson, a bit disappointed that he left. I thought he was doing not too bad in Arizona, but he just honestly had to go. And Vinny Hinostroza, he went to Florida as well in free agency. And that was everyone that left. It was a huge overhaul. You lost a lot of key players, and honestly, I think next season you may lose even more. I think we're going to lose a lot of players. I could see our entire blue line just leaving because this is just not a sustained team for success, and I don't think they ever have been. and I don't think they will be for a while still. Now, as well as losing those guys, they did get some guys back. Now, they got Bill Armstrong, who is their GM. I think no one was surprised about that. So, Bill Armstrong, very proud. I was optimistic about John Chayka coming to Arizona, but I'm very optimistic about Bill Armstrong. I think Bill Armstrong may be able to put something on the table for the Coyotes. He's revamped the entire office. The entire office has been revamped. And, the most recent thing was when they acquired that one person from HO Sports to work with contract negotiations and cap management. So, they got him as well. And their off-season acquisitions, it's just so they got Tyler Pitlick from the Philadelphia Flyers via free agency. They got Johan Larsson as well and John Hayden from the Devils through free agency as well. Not really guys that'll help you. I think Tyler Pitlick will play fourth line. Larsson may be a fill-in guy, and John Hayden also probably a fill-in guy as well. I think a lot of these guys are really not going to be playing huge roles with the Arizona Coyotes. And, you're just going to keep the same team that you have right now, in all honesty. I think that's how it's going to be. I think that's how it's been. I think that's going to stay that way. And, you lost a lot of guys, and you get these guys back, they're not good replacements. Anyways, now let's get into the projected lineups for the Arizona Coyotes. Now, first line. First line left wingers. Keller. I have Keller as second line, though. I think Keller will definitely be first. But I think Schmaltz and Keller may battle for that first line a lot. Schmaltz, Keller, Lawson Krause, Tyler Pitlick is that fourth line guy. Burke, McKelly, Sauce, and Burling. I think all those guys could get potential spots with the Coyotes, as probably all of them will, in all honesty. The centers, you got Christian Dvorak, Derek Stepan. Stepan may be on his way to Seattle, in fact. Barrett Hayton and Johan Larsson as that fourth line person as well. I think Hayton could even push to first. Could even push to second line too. You have McGregor, you have Yannick, you have Steenbergen, you have Spears, Peterson, and Chaput. Probably butchered that last guy. Those guys I think could maybe put a spot in there too for the Coyotes at some point. And then on the right wing side, you have Connor Garland, Phil Kessel, Kristen Fisher, John Hayden, and Fasching. Garland, if Garland can carry success from last season to this season, I will be very proud of him. Garland may be very impressed with how he played last season, and I think that he's going to do that same as this season. Phil Kessel, bounce back. That's all I'm going to say. Bounce back. We need him to bounce back. Christian Fisher, third line. I think he could even push the second line. And then John Hayden, who will stay second line or fourth line. Sorry. And then you have Fasching as well, who is a middle of the road guy. On the defensive side of things, on the left defensive side, you have Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Jacob Chikrin, Alex Goligoski, Kyle Capiganco, Deneen, and Aaron Ness. On the right defensive side of things, you have Nicholas Hjalmarsson, Jordan Osterley, Jason Demers, Ilya Labushkin, Carl Soderstrom, who could push even further, Crotty, Gross, and Mayo, which I love that name, by the way. Oliver Ekman-Larsson staying in Arizona, period. Jacob Chikrin staying in Arizona, period. Goligoski, I think he's going to play solid third. Kobe Bianco could play a little bit there. Deneen, maybe. And then there's Ness there as well as a fill-in guy or a depth player. You also have Nicholas Hjalmarsson as that first-line guy on the right D side of things. Jordan Osterley, Jason Demers, who I cannot wait to leave Arizona. Ilya Labushkin, Carl Soderstrom, who will probably play in the NHL for a little bit this season. Crotty, Gross, and Mayo are probably your depth players. The noticeable thing is here is all of your top four defenders, almost all your top four defenders are all on expiring contracts. The only players who aren't on expiring contracts are Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Jakob Chikrin. Hjalmarsson, 2021 UFA. Osterley, 2020 UFA. Demers, 2020 UFA, thank God. Goligoski, 2020 UFA. Labushkin, I'm pretty sure is a 2021 UFA. So you can either re-sign these guys to bridge deals, which is probably what they'll do in all honesty. I think they will sign a few of these guys to minor contracts so Seattle can maybe go pick them up. Or you can revamp this entire blue line, which I think is the way that Arizona will take. You got OEL and Chikrin, then you maybe have Soderstrom as that top guy if he works out pretty well, and then have Lyubushkin there too. Maybe re-sign him because that's the only guy out of those people I won't re-sign besides Hjalmarsson. I think the rest of the people will go. I think you keep that defense. You get rid of a lot of those players. You revamp the whole blue line. That gives you a lot of cap space, especially with like the Mears, Hjalmarsson's contracts expiring. That'll give you a lot of cap space. I think that's really the thing that Arizona needs to do. They need to get rid of some of these guys, and I think doing those people through free agency definitely going to do that. On the goaltending side of things, this is the one thing I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about this at all. You have Darcy Kemper and Antti Raanta as your goaltending tandem. Kemper, insane. Raanta, pretty good. And then your third goaltender is Aiden Hill, who is also a good goaltender. His NHL stats are good. Pravestovs and Shredek as well as your other two guys. I think Pravestov maybe even get a few games in there. I like Pravestov a lot. Watching him play with the Tucson Roadrunners. Yeah, that goaltending, that's really the only thing I'm not worried about on this team, in all honesty. I think that's the thing you should be very excited for as a Coyotes fan. That's it. Now, let's get into the playoff prediction. Will the Coyotes make the 2021 Stanley Cup? No. They're not making it. I said with Anaheim, I said likely not. I can confirm Arizona will miss the playoffs. Especially in the very competitive division that they will likely be having. At the time of recording this video, we don't know what the divisions are, but exactly, we know what they kind of are going to be. The Coyotes are not going to win that division. I'm sorry. They might not even win a single game in that goddamn division. To be completely honest with you. So, you look at that. No, we're not making the playoffs. And I will start off with some expectations for the next few seasons, and maybe in this season for some of these. Clayton Keller needs to bounce back. Phil Kessel needs to bounce back. And if Rick Tocchet, the coach, cannot get the energy and the offense out of this team, he will be gone. Period. I can confirm that if he cannot get the offense out of those guys, then Bill Armstrong will find someone who will. And I'm being serious about that. I really hope Rick Tocchet doesn't leave. I like Rick Tocchet a lot. But if he can't get the offense out, he will be gone. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like it. Hit the subscribe button. I had to do that, didn't I? As we're trying to get some subs by the end of the year. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Tomorrow is Boston and Buffalo.